Hello everybody and welcome to our first programming lesson. Today we're going to be talking about how to compile and run a C or a C++ program. If you are just starting with C or C++, I strongly recommend visiting this website right here, as it is a good place to find good documentation. One thing we'll also need is a compiler. I strongly recommend either the G++ or the Clang++ compilers, as they are the most used. So let's start with a basic C program. As you can see, this program does a pretty simple task. It combines the numbers 30 and 12 into the variable result and then prints it using the printf function to the terminal. How do we actually run this program? Well, it's pretty simple. First, we have to open our terminal. Here in the terminal, we have to use a compiler to compile the source code, which is this right here, the thing that we have written as programmers, into a binary executable, which is what a computer can actually read and run itself. How do you do this? Well, we have already said that we are going to be using the G++ compiler, which is exactly what we are going to start with. If we just run this like this, you can see that it will give us an error that no input files are inputted. We can easily fix this by providing the name of the source code file that we have created. As you can see, it is called main.c, so I will provide main.c. Now, before we compile, we always want to make sure that we are getting as many warnings and errors possible, so we have zero mistakes in our program. How do we ensure this? Well, we can add so-called flags to our programming process. I will start with the /wall flag, which will give us all warnings, and then add the pedantic flag. This will give us all nodes from the ISO official standard. If we compile like this, the main.c file will be compiled into an a.out file, which we do not want for obvious naming reasons. If we want to compile this program into a specific executable, we have to use the -o flag, which will then rename the executable how we specified. Now I've specified the name main. Now if I compile here, I will get this warning because I'm using a macOS operating system, and Clang in this case is saying that treating C input as C++ when in C++ mode is deprecated. I think that this warning is pretty obsolete because I'm using a C++ compiler for a C program, which macOS does not like, but it is actually the preferred technique in most cases because the G++ compiler is newer and, in my opinion, better optimized. Now, we have successfully compiled the file. How do you actually execute it? Well, we'll write // and then name of the binary executable. And just like this, the file has been executed and the correct output has been outputted because 30 plus 12 is 42. Now, what happens if we change something in this program? For example, I'll change the value 12 to 39. If you run this again, the same output will be outputted. This is because we have to recompile the program after every change. So again, I'll write G++, the flags, the name of the file, and then the executable. And if I execute this again, the correct output will be outputted.